Last night, Manuel UGARTE picked up a serious injury in the Spain game. We're going to go for that story, go for most recent sources, see what that means for the club, for the player. Also, there's some Matheus Fernandes information as well, which we can go through. We're going to start off with UGARTE. Devastating for UGARTE. Really bad for Manchester United as well. Serious knee injury. This is probably quite early on in terms of trying to say what's actually happened, but it looks like an ACL tear. It looks like Agate is going to be missing significant time over the next season. You're looking at 9 to 12 months. What does this mean for Manchester United? Obviously, Agate was a player that United were looking to move on, looking to sell. That clearly is not going to happen. But it does mean that Manchester United, at the moment, we've got Mainu, we've got Edison, so it does kind of force Manchester United's hand to sign two new players. It was always expected that Man United would sign one player and then maybe a player if Agate gets sold. So I think most Man United fans said we needed three, but this kind of forces Manchester United's hand to get three in. It probably means as well that with Agate, if you're looking at 9 months, it's almost July. You're probably thinking like next to Easter, possibly coming back, but his season next season looks like it's over. I mean, there is a chance that maybe it's not as serious as people think, but most people are thinking, unfortunately, this is not good news for Agate. So it looks like he's going to remain at the club for the next season. Maybe there's going to be potential for a loan deal in January, depending on very quick recovery. But I would say, I remember when we saw an injury for Lissandro Martinez, and I said his season was pretty much done, sort of calendar year actually, so he got his injury in January. So I wouldn't be expecting a rapid return. And hopefully he recovers quickly. Hopefully, I still think Agate can kind of restart his career somewhere else if he finds the right league, the right club. So hopefully we wish him a speedy recovery. Nobody wants to see players getting injured, and particularly not in a World Cup competition. So I didn't see the game live. I'm just seeing like highlights, but hopefully he recovers quite quickly. The Matheus Fernandes situation, does this get affected by Agate? And I think, to be honest, Man United should be looking to move quite quickly on Agate, regardless of what happens, or regardless of what was going to happen anyway. So whether Agate was going to leave the club or stay, Man United should have been looking to get some of his deals done quite quickly. There's a few sources now, and they're suggesting that today could be pivotal, could be kind of the day where Manchester United, according to a couple of sources, Man United are going to be having sit-down meetings, negotiating with Matheus Fernandes. There's still sources on both sides, on the Spurs side, on the Manchester United side, saying that Fernandes prefers their club. It seems that the agent Mendes has pretty much stopped Matheus Fernandes saying where he really wants to go to try and push kind of prices up as well. And maybe there is some talk that Spurs are prepared to go to the 85 million. But this is probably Man United's opportunity to put a contract on the table, to negotiate a price at West Ham, and try and put in what is that they consider an offer that would be accepted. At the moment, I've said the same thing that I feel like Matheus Fernandes feels like the next Man United signing. I would still be surprised if he didn't go to Man United. I think a lot of the rumours about wanting to go to Spurs, personally, they don't really make a lot of sense. I can't see what Spurs are offering Matheus Fernandes. And the source I saw this morning said that Matheus Fernandes feels like Manchester United would be the step up to the next level. They would be able to unlock his potential. And maybe considering you're playing alongside Kerry Mainu, you're playing in the Champions League next season as well. I think that's going to be another important development step in Matheus Fernandes' career. So I can't really take the Spurs links particularly seriously. I know there's obviously lots of journalists talking about Spurs, lots of people hyping up the Spurs interest. It just doesn't make any sense from a football point of view. Financially, I can't really see Spurs blowing Manchester United out of the water, although Man United might be careful in terms of what sort of salary, what sort of contract you're offering players. I just couldn't really sit here and say I think Spurs are going to land this player. I think it comes down to Manchester United. Can they negotiate a structure of the deal which they're happy with? They're probably starting to realise now that there's not going to be any cheap deals in this transfer window. The Manchester City move for Elliot Anderson, where it's costing 130 once you include all the add-ons, has pretty much shown that the transfer market is going crazy. It's not going to change anytime soon. So Man United are probably going to have to just bite the bullet, accept that Matheus Fernandes is going to cost more than they thought. I still don't think it's going to cost 85. He's going to cost 85 million, but it might be a bit closer than I was predicting maybe a month ago. So I think that I'm not going to say it's decision day, although a few sources are saying it's pretty much the day where Matheus Fernandes decides his future. West Ham negotiate with Manchester United. We'll have to see if that's the case. And in which case, maybe leave a prediction in the comments where you think Matheus Fernandes is going to go. I'm going to throw it out there and say I think Matheus Fernandes becomes a Manchester United player, and I think the deal is going to cost, maybe we're looking at 65 guaranteed, potentially some add-ons. So this could be near the top end of what Manchester United seem happy to pay. I would say it might be similar to an Embuemo deal. It might be that add-ons push it above a deal we've done in the most recent couple of years. So I would not be surprised if it's like 65 plus 10 or something, which feels like big money. But maybe the way transfers are going, it will seem like not a bad deal in a couple of years' time. But that's my prediction regarding this one. Also, there will be some live streams later today covering watch-alongs, big matches coming up as well. So please tune in if you're around. And thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And we'll be back as soon as possible. As soon as there's some breaking news, we'll try and cover it. Until then, stay safe if it's hot where you are. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.